Hello and welcome to another edition of Kogi in Focus, the program that beams the searchlight on activities around the three senatorial zones of Kogi, Nigeria's confluent state. I'm Oluwatosin Osuji. In today's edition, Governor Gov Bello makes second-term bid official, meets APC stakeholders and elected National and State Assembly members. Members of Kogi House of Assembly Service Commission inaugurated. And when we hit the streets, residents look ahead to the 2nd November Kogi State Governorship election. These and much more when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back. Kogi State Governor Gov Bello has inaugurated a 6-man State House of Assembly Service Commission Committee. Governor Bello, who approved their letters at Government House Lokoja, said the inauguration is in line with already established state laws. He urged them to make the interest of Kogi people their top priority.
We are taking after our President Muhammadu Buhari, who so much believed in the rule of law and separations of power. Today, we are demonstrating it and practicalizing it here in Kogi State. I want to charge all of you that please let the interests of the states be paramount. Let it be the number one thing in your mind, and serve the people. And by the grace of God, you are written your name in gold.
The chairman of the commission, Andas Abdul Malik, and the speaker, House of Assembly, promised to work harmoniously to make Kogi State a better place.
And ensure that we do all those things that will uplift the greatness of this state, and particularly to be able to carry the State House of Assembly to the next level, a greater level.
The State House of Assembly Service Commission is the beginning of autonomy for the House. You never say you are the governor, you don't want the secretary, you don't want the legislative arm of government to be alone. You still see us as respecting the separation of power. So on this note, we appreciate the Presidency for signing into law the bill and at the same time swearing in or inaugurating the members of the Commission today. I pray that God Almighty that has given you this opportunity, the wisdom,
one of the 6 members is a woman, Yemisi Olorumaye, the secretary to the commission representing the State Civil Service Commission. Kogi State Governor Gov Bello has officially declared his intention to run for a 2nd term in office. He made his intention known during a meeting with the top government officials and All Progressives Congress key leaders at Government House Lokoja.
Independent National Electoral Commission has given a date. I think it is important that I disclose and declare to this August gathering and to the good people of my party of the All Progressives Congress, and also to the good people of Kogi State, that I, Alhaji Gov Bello, the 4th Executive Governor of Kogi State, I hereby indicate my interest to run.
He said he is seeking another 4 years and to give him time to continue the good work his administration has started.
I now sought the blessings of Almighty God and our good people, and then I have to now contest for the 2nd term so that we can build on our modest achievements so far in Kogi State and inshallah to take it to the next level.
The State House of Assembly Speaker, Matthew Kolawole, and the Chief of Staff, the Governor, describes the Governor's declaration as a welcome development and a sign of better days ahead for the state.
Next coming House of Assembly is going to be more fantastic in the sense that we have 25 members of all APC, which is the first in the history of Kogi State. So that will show you that everything is going to work together as a block house, which belongs to one political party, that our leader is the governor. And our prime objective right now is to see him returning in November 2nd as the 5th executive governor of Kogi State.
Majority of the youths of Kogi State, progressive elders who have genuine concern for Kogi State and her people, and of course, the party hierarchy. And when I talk about the party hierarchy, I'm talking from national, through states to the local governments. And of course, the positive cry to run again is what His Excellency has yielded and had declared today.
Secretary to the state government, commissioners and other top party members in the state were among those present at the meeting. Kogi State Governor Gov Bello has told elected members of the National and State Houses of Assembly from the state to accord top priority to the well-being of their constituents. Governor Bello, who gave the advice in a meeting at Government House Lokoja, told them to establish constituency offices to enable them remain in touch with those who put them in office.
Your maximum unalloyed support, cooperation, coupled with flawless planning, has indeed made our new direction agenda under the leadership of His Excellency in Kogi State a success story. I want to also use this occasion to thank all our party leaders, the entire APC family across Kogi State for their untiring support, leading to the huge electoral victory we recorded at the just concluded general election. Our victory will have been in the bottom of pit of darkness, unheard of, with limited spread, without the media and the press who toiled endlessly in order to report our 2019 success story. The press remain our partners in progress, and therefore we appreciate your huge support during the just concluded general election. Your Excellency, I want to firstly extend my congratulations to you as we approach November 2019.
This is the first meeting of elected members of All Progressive Congress from the state since the party's overwhelming success in the recent national and state assembly election. Other party stalwarts were also part of the meeting. Speakers from the 3 senatorial zones, including the Chief of Staff, narrated their success stories and the not-so-pleasant stories to enable them learn from whatever mistakes may have been made.
First, I want to thank His Excellency for putting smiles on the faces of most of us who contested in the last election. You were there for us in various forms of support. Supports that I cannot mention. Supports without which we would not have been clapping hands here today. I want to thank you, Excellency. Thank you very much. If you think you have been elected, and you think that November is not an issue to you, you are making a mistake. Your election, your position will be absolutely irrelevant without November.
Next, I want to assure you one thing, that by the grace of Almighty God, your election in 2019 November, by the grace of Almighty God, who I know is already concluded, and you are going to win victoriously in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much. The last election in Kogi West is the one that has baffled me so much. I've participated in the elections in the past 40 years, and that one was a surprise to me. But we will go back to the drawing board. And we have already gone back to the drawing board because when we did the House of Assembly election, we saw the performance. This time, we continue to the next level.
now that the election proper is coming, that is our election, not your election. They are earlier coming to join us and demonstrated something that we are going to perform extremely good in the next election. Therefore, and from now, Your Excellency, by this April, before it ends, we want to have a program of action because the election that coming is the election that we don't need to go back to anybody again.
I know that there are issues, we can't deny it. And the issues you may say it is Kogi West, it is all over because we could have done better all over. So let us go and look at those issues by ourselves, remedy them for November elections. Go and tell your people, our party win, Your Excellency, I am a mere mortal human being. But I know that your coming in 2015, it was not done by a human being. And I am also convinced that we were on the bottom of the mountain as at 2015. God elevated you to the top of the mountain. God. To keep you on the mountain is smaller ones, but that's very easy. So that God, except you can prove to me that the God that was there in 2015 has gone on leave. If it's still the same one, my brother, January 27, 2020, stadium, now we there.
The party state women leader called for greater female representation within the state government.
All us very well. We will never disappoint you, Excellency. We will never.
Governor Bello called for unalloyed support and unity.
But whatever mistake and laxity that existed within a period, look inward and correct it moving forward. So that you don't play politics of exclusion. We must all come together and unite for a purpose, not just for November, October or November, re-election of myself this year. But we must come together for one single purpose of moving Kogi State to the next level. Therefore, I want to charge all the party leaders and the party faithfuls, the good people of Kogi State, the residents of Kogi State. So please, support our party. Because within the last 3 years and some months, we have been able to do the much within the little that are at our disposal. The era of being there and your people are not seeing you. Your leaders, your followers, are not seeing you at home. It's over. You must get in touch with your people. And this is how it's going to go. We're going to go to, I am the leader of the party in Kogi State by the grace of God. And here is my chairman. We'll always consult and always consult you. My ears are open, wide open. And all my attentions are out there. Across Kogi State. I don't expect any House of Assembly member not to have at least one constituency office in his state government. House of Representative members you must have offices in all the constituencies that you represent. All the senators in our platform, you must establish offices in the various senatorial districts that you represent. The implication is that you are going to employ 1 or 2 persons that will manage those offices. The implication is that you'll be having and getting information firsthand from those you represented. So that periodically, even if you can't do it weekly, at least once every month, so long as you are taking salary, either from state coffers or from federal government coffers, you must visit your constituency and listen to what your people are saying. Listen to them, be in touch with them. That is representative governance. That is what democracy is all about. Nobody should do anything outside it. And I will urge the state chapter of the party to monitor very, very diligently across the state who is doing what. The era of constituency project, constituency fund come to you and you to do whatever you like. It is over.
The governor also promised to support Smart Adeyemi's petition at the election tribunal against the result of the Kogi West senatorial election. Adeyemi insists he was not defeated, but was a victim of manipulations of the People's Democratic Party of figures before submission to INEC for final declaration.
The importance of women and youth in Nigeria's socio-economic development took center stage in Kogi State capital, Lokoja, at this year's annual Cultural Roundtable on Cultural Orientation. The roundtable with the theme Culture in Consolidation of Nigeria's Democracy, the role of women and youth, also had words of advice for parents and guardians on how to bring up their children and wards.
At the 2-day cultural orientation in Lokoja, Maimunat Idulai, the deputy director in charge of festivals and carnivals, who represented the Minister of Information and Culture, said parents must promote Nigerian culture by teaching their children the right traditional values.
It is worthy of note that women empowerment and constant engagement of Nigerian youth has also received priority and attention in this administration.
Top Kogi State government officials and other participants at the roundtable had words of advice for children and youths.
The first thing we need to do is for them to even speak this language. Majorities of these people don't need children and youth. They can't even speak their language. You know, it's like just like when some of us are growing up, when there's visitors, your mother wants to talk to you, she speaks the language to you and you already understand what she is saying. So, but these things are no longer there. So we, Minister of Women Affairs, we are working with Minister of Education and Culture and Tourism to see how we can bring these things on board at this sensitive age of 0 to 18 years.
And I think it's a great idea to promote culture and the involvement of our youth and women in politics. So I think it's one of the good things for us, and I think from this moment I know a lot of youth are going to key into politics and they are going to key into promote more cultural activities in their various locations, in their various places.
They are the first ones that interact with. So if they don't give children a proper footing, proper values, then we don't have a nation tomorrow. So the women are very, very fundamental in the upbringing of any nation because they bring up our children.
And we are taking the forefront as the leaders of tomorrow to say our democracy must be free from violence and free from thuggery.
Pioneer Director General of the National Broadcasting Commission, NBC, Tom Adaba, was also part of the debate.
We owe it a responsibility to bring up, to take advantage of the reservoir of culture that we are in building up these children, to know that they have a role to play in the life of the family.
The need to have more women in power as a means of fast-tracking the nation's democratic development was also highlighted.
If we are not deceiving our women, this roundtable discussion must come with one of the resolutions signing into law ratification of 30% representation at both national and state level.
The need to keep Nigeria's indigenous languages alive was also identified as key to promoting and sustaining the nation's culture and core traditional values. Values that can help Nigeria develop and nurture a thriving democracy.
Kogi State Governor Gov Bello has promised the state's under 12 and under 18 male and female handball players scholarships to university level, following their success at the just concluded handball competition in Lagos. Amongst those celebrated is Suleiman Aisha, who won the Best Under 18 Chess Africa competition in Ghana. Governor Bello, who honored them at the Government House Lokoja, gave all of the participants scholarships.
The under 12 and 18 Kogi State handball teams expressed delight at the scholarship promises made by the governor, saying this has given the youngsters further incentive to give their best.
Perseverance leads to success. The children have sacrificed. The people thought they were wasting their time, but now I even brought some extra players that were just going back. I brought them in so that they can also see I'm motivated. So we think this is a great motivation for the players.
What the government has done for me, he gave them their life, not just because of sports, but their life. He gave it to them, and that is what we wanted. There's nothing we can say to tell the government. We are grateful and we appreciate the government.
They also called on the government to help renovate and upgrade stadium facilities ahead of the state's hosting of a national handball competition later this year.
I want His Excellency to please grant us employment opportunity for the players and some coaches so that some of our players in the local governments will be well trained to represent the state effectively. Your Excellency, sir, Lokoja being the capital city of the state, I must confess we don't have a standard handball court. And just as the Honorable Commissioner has just said, we've been granted the hosting rights of National Under 12 and Under 15 Handball Championship in this state.
The Commissioner of Sports and Youth Development, Sani Ogustalisu, said things can only get better as Governor Gov Bello is committed to the development of sports in the state.
We have somebody that is sports-loving and youth-friendly. So the success story we are celebrating today is because he's encouraging us. We need to fix our stadiums to meet up with our national standard, and he has expressly given us approval to do that. By the grace of God, the other states that will be coming to Kogi State for the tournaments, that's under 12 and under 15, 2019 edition of the game, will be proud. There can be assured of security, and the facilities will be in order.
Governor Bello used the opportunity to renew his administration's commitment to sport development in the state.
I'm looking forward to developing every aspect of sports as far as Kogi State are concerned, so that we produce, apart from being the champion that you are today in handball, I'm looking forward to producing various champions in this. Let me assure you that as your ambassador in government today, despite all the challenges we are facing today in governance, I shall not disappoint you. Aside what I shall do to each and every individual and each and every one of you, those that has made not only Kogi State proud, but the youths and the future of the country proud. Aside that, I want to assure you, those that represent Kogi State, that those of you that are studying, we are going to have full scholarship for you.
The Africa Under-16 chess winner, Aisha Suleiman, said government needs to do more to help developing talents like her.
Chessboard and chess clocks, those are the equipment used in playing chess games, and seriously, it's expensive, and with the help of our governor coming into to assist us, we're gonna be thankful to him, and that will really help us a lot to improve chess, most especially in Kogi State.
The teams won gold and bronze medals at under 12 and 18 National Handball Championship in Lagos.
The new AIG in charge of Zone 8, Moses Ambakina Jitobo, has lauded Kogi State Governor Gov Bello for his dedication to ensuring the security of lives and property of the people of the state. He made the commendation in Lokoja when he paid a courtesy visit to the governor. Jitobo said he was aware of how armed robbery, kidnapping and other forms of criminality were prevalent in the past, but the story was no longer the same since the assumption of office by the present administration. He added that he had equally been briefed by the current police commissioner in the state, who gave full details of how the state government had been assisting the force in the areas of logistics. The AIG therefore used the opportunity to express gratitude to the governor and urged him to sustain the tempo. Responding, the governor expressed appreciation for the coming of the new AIG to the zone and the state in particular. He reiterated his determination to deepen his relationship with the police. He said it is only those who have never suffered insecurity that would not appreciate security. He added that on his assumption of office, his intention was to ensure security of lives of every citizen of the state and expressed joy for the cooperation his government enjoyed with all security agencies. Governor Bello stressed that through the cooperation, the state security apparatus was in place, which led to the near zero level violence in the last election. Going forward, the governor said whoever engaged thugs and other criminal elements in elections will be made to face the full wrath of the law, irrespective of his social or economic standing in society. He commended the current IGP, who he said looked very gentle, but he is highly effective in the discharge of his responsibility. The Kogi State Police Command organized an official event to welcome the new Assistant Inspector of Police, Zone 8, Moses Ambakina Jitobo. It was also an event to officially inaugurate the Inspector of Police Special Operation Squad tagged Puff Ada, deployed to Kogi State to fight insecurity. Commissioner of Police Hakim Busari, during the ceremony, said the development is to strengthen already established crime-fighting apparatus in the state and called for the cooperation of all.
What we are doing differently now is that we are now taking the battle to the criminals' den. We are not waiting for them to come out now. We go to their den and arrest them, raid them, flush them out. This is what we are doing, trying to do differently with this operation of ADA.
Government officials present promised to continually support the police and other security agents to fight crime.
We as a government wants to leave a legacy. We want to leave a legacy of strong and 100% security in Kogi State. So if you are there hiding and sponsoring people for thuggery, sponsoring people for kidnapping, sponsoring people for robbery, while you have your own children kept safely somewhere, you are in for trouble. Everything you will need to give us the maximum cooperation and collaboration to give us a secured Kogi State, 100% secured Kogi State. We will definitely, as a government, let you have them through the AIG and also the CP.
Thinking of this operation, ADA, it is very key to us. We are happy
where we appreciate the IG, and the Commissioner of Police for the deployment to Kogi State, and we are going to cooperate with the police on our own part as far as logistics is concerned, and also helping them in our own way with intelligence gathering.
I am happy. I have seen the contribution the state government has done to the police force. Like Oliver Twist, I will ask for more. The police cannot do it alone. The responsibility the federal government is shouldering on the police force. Funding is the problem of the police. We want that more funds will be given to the police so that the police will be able to do better.
The new AIG Jitobo expressed appreciation for the state government support, and he assured the people and government of reciprocating by treating security of lives and property with utmost seriousness.
Crime and criminality will not be welcome here. But this cannot take place if we don't have cooperation also from the populace, from the citizens. We want to go by the words, our motto, police is your friend. And we're not only going to be your friends in words, we're also going to be your friends in action. Whatever you must have been hearing of the police was the police. This is a new police, led by the General Police Mohammed Adamu MNI. He has come strongly, and he has lent his words, followed by actions, that criminals must be criminal and criminality must be reduced, and it will be reduced.
240 men Operation Puff Adder members have been deployed to Kogi State. The Director General of Kogi State Bureau of Information Services and Grassroots Sensitization, Abdulkarim Abdulmalik, has called on government media aides in the state to be proactive in setting the agenda of their jobs rather than just waiting for things to happen and remaining on the defensive. Abdulmalik made the call while speaking at a retreat organized for media aides of local government administrators across 21 local government areas of the state. He urged media aides to create their own programs and remain busy at reporting government activities loud and wide enough to eliminate the chances of defending baseless accusations. The information manager, who commended local government administrators in the state of their performance despite paucity of funds, also said their media aides had done well in new media reportage, saying why it seemed they were not doing enough was because they never veered into the traditional media. He also encouraged aides who were non-professionals to acquire prerequisite training to enhance their performance in accordance with the ethics of journalism and practice differently from other social platforms users who were not trained. To achieve this, he urged them to create synergy among themselves and with other media aides and organizations in the states. The Special Advisor to the Governor on Local Government and Chieftaincy Affairs, Abubakar Oheri, told the media aides to do more on reportage of state government activities at the grassroots, while also demanding their total loyalty to their employer. The media aides described the retreat as enriching and called for adequate funding of information departments at local government level. If you are just joining us, this is Kogi in Focus, the program that keeps you up to speed on development and happenings in and around Kogi State. For your contributions, feedback, comments, sponsorships, and advert placements, please reach us through our phone numbers, social media handles, and websites displayed on your screen. It's now time to bring you this week's views from the streets. On the 2nd of November this year, the Kogi State Electorate returned to the polls to elect their governor for the next 4 years. We went on the streets to find out what the people have to say as the clock slowly ticks towards election day.
Short while, there have been a confusion on the line. But then, with my understanding, oftentimes when a particular government comes into vogue, people must complain somehow, no matter how good the government is. And of course, within our society, Kogi State is an example of Nigeria itself as a mother. Why I say so is that we are living in a heterogeneous kind of a society. While we speak various languages, different tribal backgrounds and cultural heritages. Within that extent, we still have different egocentric ideas. So when we are talking about APC, PDP, as much as I'm concerned, no matter how bad it is, APC is still on the road.
Like myself, I'm a civil servant. So I believe that none of the government that they have, you have to take civil servant, carry him along, so that when you have already carried the civil servant along, so that is the first priority.
This is where we wrap it up on today's edition of Kogi in Focus. Join me for another interesting package on this same station, same time next week, and as usual, keep doing to others what you want them to do to you. I'm Oluwatosin Osuji. Bye for now.